This is Eileen Caddy's guidance for today, January the 30th. Do you find real joy in the work that you're doing and in the life you're living? Do you find real pride in a job not only well done, but perfectly done? Do you dislike anything that is done shoddily or half-heartedly? Is your heart so much in what you are doing? And are you so conscious of the fact that you are doing everything to me and to my honor and glory, that you cannot be satisfied with anything that is not just so? It is as it should be. You should never be satisfied with a job done in a half-hearted or begrudging manner. Do all that has to be done with joy and love, and let it include everything you do, from the most mundane job to those vitally important ones. See that your attitude is right in everything you undertake, so that the right vibrations are put into it. What is more, you will find yourself enjoying it. Well, this speaks to one of the kind of founding principles that the Findhorn community in North East Scotland was based on, which is love in action. And that principle, love in action, is something that runs through spiritual traditions. In yoga, it's known as karma yoga or seva, sacred service, when we put all of our energy into doing an action with love. And we do it not for our own egoic fulfillment or personal gain, but we do it for the good of the whole. We do it for God, for the love of God. Of course, when we hear lines today in our modern world about do it perfectly, can bring up some of these limiting behaviors and fears around perfectionism, which at its most extreme iteration in ourselves can be a trauma response, a very strong trauma response, this desire to be perfect and get everything perfect. And that's not what these teachings are speaking to. But it is an interesting inquiry if we contemplate what it means to do something half-heartedly versus our whole heart. As many of you might know, I'm a meditation teacher of Hridaya, which means the spiritual heart in Sanskrit. And that is a lineage that really ties together the spiritual wisdom that runs across traditions, that brings us back to the intuitive wisdom of our own heart. This is a truth that's spoken in many of the forms of mysticism of the great religions, in Sufism, in Christianity, in Christian mysticism, from the way the Sufis reference the eye of the heart, to the fathers of the desert talking about gnosis and the prayer of the heart, to the Tibetan Buddhists. There's this understanding, not just in religions, but across popular culture, that the heart is a significant organ in us as human beings, and not just because it's a physical organ, but not just because it's a chakra either, or a place where, you know, in Eastern medicine, we might think of it as storing our emotional center, our emotional grief, but because it is understood as this portal, this gateway to the divine. It is the guha, the yogis called it, the cave of the heart, or the Hrid Akasha, this access into infinity and space through the channel of the heart, the Hrid, which is the Sanskrit stem of the spiritual heart. And we know from popular culture, all of these idioms and sayings that we have: home is where the heart is, to thine own heart be true, doing something wholeheartedly or half-heartedly. The difference, the feel in that between doing something with all of our energy, our enthusiasm, when we're very much in integrity, our energy is in alignment, mind, body, heart, and soul, when we do something wholeheartedly, versus half-heartedly, where we're in some kind of resistance to what we're doing. And we know very much then that we need to find a way of coming back into alignment. And if we are doing work, whatever job or whatever task that may be for God, How do we bring ourselves back into energetic alignment and integrity with ourselves and the work at hand, so that we can do it with our whole heart, so that we do it for the glory of God and find the joy in the doing, not in the end result, not in any superficial gain that might be gathered from the future because of us doing the task, but in the simple act of doing itself.